My name is Vincent Diamede. I was electrician mate second class. In 1957, what happened was we went into the yards for a short time, and while we were in the yards, the president, no, that was the next year. While we were in the yards for a short time, then we went out and we were on a med cruise. We were going to go for a med cruise over to the Med. And what we did, and we hit a couple of ports, and at that time they opened up the Suez Canal in 1957. The Suez Canal, Egypt and England were having a fight over the Suez Canal. Somebody sunk a ship in the middle of it, full of concrete. Anyway, they ended up opening it up in 57. And since we were the ships that were there at the time, our squadron, we had to stop any ships that were entering the Suez and search them to make sure that they didn't have anything on it that they could have damaged the canal with. And we would come two ships and just nudge into this freighter, and we have parties that went from our ship and the other ship, checked it all out, and then we were okayed and they went. It was all under NATO. I often wonder how could American ships, well, we were operating under NATO at the time. We reported to NATO headquarters in Athens, Greece. No, we just went up to the mouth of it. Now, my friend John was on a ship in the Med at the same time. And as soon as they opened it, or when it was opened, he was a little ahead of me there. His ship went through the Suez Canal, went into the Red Sea, and they had Liberty on the other side of the Suez Canal. And he thought that was wonderful that they were going to have liberty, and they ended up in this village with thatched roofs, women with no clothes on, and it was like a native village in there. He said it was the worst liberty. But anyway, American ships did go through, and like I said, my friend Johns was one of them that ended up going through there. We went with the Harwood. We went to Naples. We went to Athens. In fact, when we were there, like I said, going for the Suez Canal, our home port, and it was Athens. We went several times back and forth. And we were in Izmir, Turkey. When we went to Turkey, first of all, in Turkey, they advertised the last house of the Virgin Mary is in Turkey, is in a mountain in Turkey, in the clouds. Hey, I'm Catholic, I'd go see the last house. So I got on this bus tour, it's a bunch of us, and we went up in the mountains, literally on top of the clouds. This bus gets a flat tire. Bus got a flat tire. Guy's calling, whatever, you had to run and call. We're watching from the bus, waiting. All of a sudden, these things are like this. I never saw it. It wasn't like the cant of a horse. The guys, 4 or 5 guys come on camels with a spare tire on the camel. Took off the camel, they put it on the bus, and we continued our tour. The people, I never had any problem with any of the people. While I was in Turkey, I had shore patrol. By the way, when I went for shore patrol, the Marines were permanent shore patrol in Turkey. Go to Marine headquarters, little lieutenant. Shore patrol Marines got to be 6 foot plus. And here's me standing there in the middle. And this lieutenant kept walking back and forth, giving orders. You know, I don't want anybody taking that club and using it like a bat and smack them. Stop in front of me and tell me that. And walk back and forth to these Marines, all the strict attention in his uniforms. Stop again, I don't want you taking that club and hit somebody straight in the stomach with it, you know? Walk back and forth. Stop the 3rd time. I don't want anybody taking that club and swinging it up between somebody's legs. I said, sir, those are my best shots. Guy never blinked, just kept walking back and forth with his speech. I was shore patrol a lot. I had shore patrol in Spain, Barcelona, Spain. People said, how'd you like Barcelona? The only thing I ever saw at Barcelona was the captain's parking space. He had a parking space on the dock, and I had shore patrol make sure nobody parked in his parking space. The dusty spot, and that was my memory. There was a bar across the street that I went to after, but that was it. I never saw anything else of Barcelona. But the captain always had a parking spot. And France and Rota, Spain. And most of the time, we just would come in for a short visit. But when we first went to Naples, my mother's family came from Naples. I knew the address. And said, well, if you have an address, you can, go visit your relatives. Well, I'm in the city of Naples. How do I know where this is? So I stopped a taxi cab. How much would it cost to go here? And he said, $15. $15? All right, $15. So he drove me. It was outside of Naples. Actually, it's a little village outside of Naples. And the taxi driver was my interpreter. I couldn't speak Italian. They couldn't speak English. They sat us down, made a big bowl of spaghetti. We all ate spaghetti and meatballs, and he's explaining who I was. And they had saints on a dresser and with these big domes over them. And my mother sent pictures of us. So I was showing the people the picture over there. That's really me in that picture. Finally, he understood who I was, I think. Anyway, we had a nice time. Got to go back to the ship and get in the taxi cab. Go back to the ship. How much do I owe you? He said, I told you $15. He was my interpreter. He spent the day with me. Ate spaghetti. $15. It's a bargain. And that's how I got to visit the folks in Italy. And by the way, while we were in Naples, the ship had a program that if you wanted to go to Rome for $23, 4 days in Rome, hotel, food. We were a block away from the Vatican. When we went to France, they had a program for $65 to go to Paris. I didn't have $65. I never went to Paris. I never had, I thought it was great. Like I said, we were like a block away from the Pope gave some kind of speech, and we, from the hotel, you could see him in a balcony in Rome. But we had nice tours. I had a good time in Rome. The bus ride was a pain in the neck, but it was a rickety old bus.